So, do you know what we're going to do now?
Questions and answers.
Woo! So on Twitter and Facebook, I sent out a status to you guys to send me and Harley questions about burlesque that you want answered. So we're just gonna, if I can get onto fucking Twitter. So,
yes.
We used the hashtag Burlesque Asks to get your questions. Kyler Addict on Twitter, it's Lily Venom. How did you get into it, and what's the public's reaction when you tell them? Well, we already talked about how we got into it.
Well, it depends. Like, if you're telling brand new people, they're usually shocked. They'll always ask what it's like, and they'll always ask like, so do you strip like? And it's like, yeah. Okay. So that's usually the reaction.
Wow.
I've never had knock on wood. I've never had a negative one, except for my parents. But that's a different story.
Possibly Fading on Twitter asks, did the Christina Scher film titled Burlesque do the concept of burlesque justice, or did it completely botch it?
I'm going to be completely honest, I've never seen it, and I've never had the urge to. I hear the music's really good,
And I've seen it, like, obviously, because I've seen many a musical, and I enjoyed it. It was a good film, but it really didn't give off the idea of this is how show business works.
Yeah, no.
And it's like, there's many a burlesque club in America and in LA and stuff like that.
It doesn't happen like that.
Yeah, it doesn't happen like that. You don't just travel across country, sing once, and next thing you know, you have a shot. Burlesque, like any other kind of performance, takes a lot of hard work, dedication, and years of practice to get into it, to even find someone who finds your act or your talent good enough. Like, I was so lucky when Tommy messaged me, because I remember going to the circus show before and seeing it on Facebook and seeing all the dancers and thinking, I would never get into that. Like,
I thought the exact same thing, though. I think you need to have a supportive person backing you up saying you can do it.
I think it's the likes of someone who can spot talent, like Tommy from the Dirty Circus here in Galway, is what helps people find themselves in the lifestyle.
Definitely.
Chaz Sherlock on Twitter asks, is burlesque dancing not just live porn with a bit more clothes and less of the hanky-panky stuff? Or love ya, Cahill? I
can't say this for other people, but I've never penetrated myself with something on stage, so no, I wouldn't consider it. It can be pornographic, depending on the act. That's not always a negative thing, though. But
Okay.
I'm just saying, go to the New York scene. It's a bit more avant-garde, but it's cool.
Absolutely.
But it's cool. Like, if you've ever seen Beth B's documentary Exposed, that gives you an idea.
I have.
But I still wouldn't consider that like pornographic. That's their art form. That's what they want to do. That's how they express themselves.
Yeah.
So to me, burlesque is a form of expression, and to me, it's in the most purest form, because there's nothing really pure to me than exposing yourself emotionally, mentally, I suppose skillfully as well on stage. It's exposing yourself, and not just physically with your clothes.
But you would find it more artistic than pornographic.
I personally would, yeah.
Yeah.
But it would depend. Like, everything's like circumstantial, you know.
The idea of burlesque is just artistry, and it is a form of arousal, but it's not like
sexual connotations to it, but it's not blatant.
There isn't people who go there for that.
No, gosh, and most of our audiences are women.
Yeah.
Who are very like, woo, you go, like, no matter boy, girl, woman, like, whatever, like, you could be, like, seriously, they are so supportive. They just don't care. They're so supportive.
I find when I'm doing my stuff, it's like, it's my friends watching me.
Yeah.
You know, my peers, the other performers, people maybe taking pictures, but a lot of the time, it's not much of the general public. I know people in the burlesque scene, so when I'm performing, I know who I'm performing for.
And you'll always have people come up to you afterwards and be like, you did a great job.
Yeah.
And that's, like, they'll just be wowed at how great of a job you did.
Next up is Cleo Launton on Facebook asks, have you ever felt nervous or ashamed performing in front of family, and how do you deal with this? Or deal with such?
I've thankfully never performed in front of family.
Neither have I.
Although my father did joke. I had a show last year, it fell on my birthday, it was the same night as my birthday. And my dad joked that he was going to come and bring all his friends.
That must have been some party.
I know, I was like so worried. I was like, seriously, no, you're not coming.
Distress.
But
Distress.
Yeah, distress. But no, thankfully I've never ever had to do it. Now I've had to perform in front of friends or like my boyfriend, and that would make me slightly nervous because you'd always want to do a good job. You'd always care what they think about, and sometimes you don't want your friend to think, geez, my friend just getting her kid off and pulling a feather boa from near her nether regions, you know. But which is kind of what you're doing, but you're doing it in a
classy way.
Skillful.
Okay, we're trying again.
Yeah.
Do you still get nervous, or do you do that trick where you pretend everyone else is in their underwear?
No. Because there's no point. No, I still get nervous. I don't imagine them in their underwear. I still get nervous. I think if you put a lot of effort and time and you care about something, you will always get nervous because you're always thinking about what people's reactions are going to be, and you know, you might get some people who agree and who don't agree. So nerves, they're a good thing because they keep you on form. You perform better, you get more adrenaline, so there's more energy. Just don't let them, I've learned not to let them overtake me now, which is good, because it means I have more of a stage presence, I think. But the underwear thing, no, I wouldn't do that.
No. I mean, what I normally do, and what a lot of people in any form of performance do, is use the fourth wall, which is this mindset that when you walk onto a stage or whatever, you have a wall to your left, a wall to your right, and a wall behind you. But there's a wall in front of you that's invisible, and you need to prepare mentally to imagine that wall is there. And that really helps, and that's when you lose the audience then. They're gone. They're not in your mentality. And I like to do that because it lets me focus on what I'm enjoying. And of course I want them to enjoy it too, but of course I just think if I focused as much on their reactions or anything like that, I would probably make a mistake, because I'd be a bit more kind of, what's the word?
You'd be more self-conscious.
Yeah, there we go, self-conscious. Kim Cat Kelly, what kind of fucking name is that? I'm joking, baby, I love you. What's the best and worst thing about being a burlesque performer?
The best thing I know is in Ireland, in Galway particularly, is everyone who's on the scene, they're very supportive. They are very, very supportive. There's not really, like, there can be some cattiness, but it's not a regular thing, it's rare. And you'll always have someone to back you up, you'll always have someone to congratulate you if something ever goes wrong. They'll always say, don't worry about it, no one knows or no one noticed, it's grand. That's the best thing. It's like, it's a family. It's a little family.
Very supportive.
Yes.
Environment.
And like, you can grow. Like, I mean, I've been doing it for 2 years, and I know I've gotten better because I've had people to turn around and give me their constructive criticism. The worst thing... It's expensive, no. The worst thing is, I can't think of a worst thing.
Really?
I mean, self-doubt. I suppose for me personally, you'd kind of be worried sometimes that, am I doing, like, does this look good? Am I doing this right? Am I being a bit too weird on stage?
Okay.
You know, but I suppose that's a personal thing, you know, that's not really a performance as a whole thing, or performers as a whole. I suppose the worst thing would be how, no offense, how small-minded certain people can be. Normally the general reaction's positive, but you can get the one or two people who'll be like, ooh.
Okay.
You know.
For me, it's like they're actually the exact same things I would say.
Yeah.
I've never walked into such a supportive stage working environment than the circus. You see, I was thinking going into this, I wouldn't be very good because I've never heard of a trans person being in burlesque before. So obviously I kind of thought, oh God, I didn't know how this was going to work. But then it turned out to be, it was very laid back. It was easygoing. Everyone was really supportive. And the crowd was amazing. The reactions were next level. Because I always remember being a part of a show where no one would say anything until the end.
And you don't know.
Exactly. And they give an applaud, but that's it. Like, you don't know if that applaud is for you because your piece was an hour ago.
Yeah.
Or whatever. But with the circus, it's there's a lot of crowd interaction with it.
Yeah, like there's a lot. One of the main rules of burlesque is the more for the audience. The more the audience gives, the more they get. So the more they show support, they hoot, they holler, and it is welcome to hoot and holler, ladies and gentlemen. Just don't be derogatory. The more they hoot and holler, the more they show the support and that they're enjoying it, the better the performance, the better the performer's going to give to them, because they know it's a symbiotic thing. You know, they're growing together, they're enjoying it together.
Yeah. But no, it's just kind of like sometimes it's just that one person who thinks that it's like they have this negative reaction to, and there's just prudishness kind of that is the enemy of burlesque.
I think it's people who aren't comfortable or think they're more comfortable than they actually are. Because I've seen some people walk out of some of our shows. I've seen some people, the scowly faces. It's the only way to describe them. It's the only way to describe them.
The fucking scowl on them.
The scowly faces on them. But no, seriously.
But I think those are people who just aren't comfortable and open about their own identity, their own sexuality, whatever you want to call it, their own creative ability to understand that this is entertainment and not smuttiness.
Yeah. Like, you wouldn't go to a play, and if you saw someone act smutty, you wouldn't turn around and say, oh, you're a fucking awful person afterwards. You might say, good acting, I actually kind of believed you. You know, it's the same idea.
Absolutely. I think it's the same as any kind of performance where when you get on stage, you're in costume, you have a persona. This is not you, this is your act.
Yeah.
And then when you're off stage, everyone's a normal person again. It's the exact same as any other theatre performance, you know?
Just more hyper.
And this is kind of the reason I wanted to make this video, was to really show people that burlesque is done by normal people.
I have a day job.
We both have day jobs. And it's more of a creative atmosphere than a sexual atmosphere. Because a lot of people just apply sex or porn or sex work or anything like that. They kind of group it all in together.
And some people, that's maybe how they get into it. But then once they get into it, they realise, actually, there's more to it. And that's why they stay. You know? It's like the fling that turns into a relationship and then a marriage, and you have kids and stuff, and it grows.
Like, and that's why I really wanted to make, so people get to know what burlesque is, because there's so many people who don't. I don't understand why. It's such a beautiful thing. You need to learn this. So here, we did this for you. I was just, I didn't care about it, and I was like, you know what? No. This is bullshit. And I went onto Twitter, and I put out there that I will call out anybody who thinks that what I do or what any of my friends do, like you, like you're my friend. I wouldn't let anyone say that what you do is sex work. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it was just like, no way, you can't be that backwards. But obviously this person was. I was like, holy shit, this is crazy. So I put a tweet out there saying that whether it's pole dancing or burlesque or cabaret or any of that kind of stuff.
And most pole dancers I know don't take their clothes off. They just do these amazing Olympic, ginormous things.
It's crazy.
Like, it's beautiful.
And it's like, that's like, for the people who think that they're the same thing, that's what this is for, so they can see that it's not the same thing, and that we are people, not weirdos. Well, yeah, weirdos, but we're weirdos and people at the same time in a good way.
We're beloved weirdos.
Yeah.
We're not just a face. We're not just an act. I mean, as lame as this is going to sound, like, we have feelings too. That's why we do things. That's why we go on stage, because we want to show how we feel, and this is how we express ourselves.
Absolutely.
You know?
It's not for the sake
it's not just a shock factor. Yeah. Like, Jo Weldon, who's the headmistress of the New York Burlesque School, her burlesque name or nickname is Jo Boobs. I love that. I'm not quoting it perfectly, but basically she said something once that you will see an act, but you will, most of the time, you'll never know the true meaning or the true story or the metaphor behind that act, because whatever the performer has is going on here, and they're trying their best to convey it out there. And you may not get their meaning all the time. You may not get the meaning at all, but you will enjoy it. You will always enjoy it. You'll enjoy the act.
Just like any other kind of performance. Yeah. So yeah, that's our video on burlesque and cabaret in Ireland. I'm really glad Harley was able to come down. Thank you so much.
I'm really glad you had me here. It's been so much fun.
I know, right? Everyone wants to be on my channel these days.
Yeah.
No, just kidding.
Yeah.
But no, we both really hope you guys learned something. We really enjoyed answering your questions. We really had a good time being able to talk about something that's really close to our hearts and that we're really passionate about.
And maybe come to a show.
Come to the Dirty Circus show. Yeah. It's cool.
Come to anyone. You will have a good time. I guarantee it. You will laugh. You'll cry. You'll you'll enjoy yourself.
You can get onto Harley on anywhere across the internet. She has a Facebook page.
Harley Sparks.
Venom. Do you have an Instagram or a Twitter?
Yeah, it's at Harley Sparks. So, like, because I couldn't fit Harley. So it's at Harley Sparks on Twitter and Instagram. Harley Sparks on Facebook.
Sweet. So check out her page. You know where to go if you want to check out my pages. At Lily Venom on Twitter, Lily Venom's Diary on Tumblr, Lily Venom on Facebook, and Lily Venom on YouTube. So give us your comments down below because we want to know what you think about burlesque in Ireland, don't we? Yes. Until next time, my fellow YouTubers, all the love. Perfect.
Oh shit. I got it.
Groovy, baby. And we're gonna do a heart. So it's like, until next time. And for you people, you know, I think like I've never heard of someone in the Irish burlesque scene who is like a sex worker through being burlesque.
No, I don't think I've heard of it. Unless they have secret lives.
Which is totally up to them and that's their choices. But I wouldn't. And
It's not just that I'm gonna take my clothes off and shake my boobs a bit. It's okay. Well, yeah, sometimes, but I mean, there's other stuff leading up to it. Like there's usually meaning. There's usually comedy. There's usually, you know, there's like several different levels.
And there's a reason.
Yeah.
There's always a reason. It's not for the sake of Ireland being such a small little country in itself. It's not exactly your fault, Ireland. We didn't like. I don't want to give out.
There's
too
a
much
history there.
There's a thing.
I love thing.
We don't like to talk about the thing.
Don't talk about it.
I mean, for me, the idea of pornography is to show a sexual act or an act that is intentionally to get you aroused and to get you off, basically. Yeah, and it's like we want to be. We're not trying to be PC, but it's not happening.
It's not.
But like, I was thinking it'd be, you know, the typical, because stage is a very disciplined thing. Theater is so disciplined. Like some people say that the only thing that beats theater in discipline is the military. Like that's how on spot you have to be. That's what I learned when I was learning when I was in my performance academy. And so next up is Charlotte Cannell asks, do you still get nervous anyway, or do you do that trick where you pretend everyone else is in their underwear? Well, I mean, we're in our underwear.
Yeah, that wouldn't work. No.
Okay, well, sorry.
Yeah,
let's try
Sorry.
Perfect.
I almost forgot the answer.
Okay.
No, we're just gonna do questions. Blood, sweat, and glitter.
Next up it is. Okay, try again.
For what?
Say it again.
Do I look skinny? My arms don't look fat.
No, they're fine. You look so cute. Okay, so.
I sound like my cousin sister.
Because I remember being called out on it.
Really?
Yeah, a while ago. And what happened was, you know, it was through social media. Like someone messaged me and was just murdering me, right? And I was just like,
really?
Yeah, I was just like.
I'm actually shocked by that.
I was just shaking it off. I was just like, we're gonna have to put that something on that.
Why? Oh, because of
Copyright that. But yeah, no. Artistic. God, we're gonna use the word artistic a lot.
Yeah.
You know?
The word of the night is artistic.
The next stuff. I'm trying to talk here.
I'm trying. Oh my god. And not for Glen Coco. No, I'm not for Gretchen Wiener. But
Okay, hold on. Oh, way to go. Hold on now.